In the land of the 100-Acre Wood lived a small bear of very little brain named Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh was a cozy, chubby little bear who loved two things more than anything else in the entire world: honey. As he got closer, he could hear his friends talking in hushed tones. So he stopped behind a bush and strained to listen in on their conversation. "It's terrible," said one of them. "Simply terrible. We must do something." "But what?" When he finally worked up the courage to speak, they all jumped and turned around. He couldn't imagine a single day without his friends or the 100-Acre Wood. What would he do if he were blown away? Pooh thought about this for a moment. Then an idea popped into his head. "I know what we'll do," he said. Then he came over to Pooh's house and gave him a big hug. "Thank you, Christopher Robin," said Pooh. "Oh, it's no trouble at all, my dear Winnie the Pooh," said Christopher Robin. "After all, we're all friends here, and friends stick together, don't they, in the 100-Acre Wood? We'll ask the wise old owl what to do. I'm sure he'll know how to fix everything." But before anyone could say a word, a loud crack split the air and a huge branch from the oak tree crashed down onto the ground. All of the animals gasped and stared at the broken branch in horror. "Oh, hello, Winnie the Pooh," they said. "We didn't see you there. The wind is simply too strong. Our only hope is to find somewhere else to live until the storm passes." So he sat down next to him and asked, "What's wrong, Christopher Robin?" "Oh," said Christopher Robin, "I was just thinking. Now that you're all here, my house is going to be a bit too crowded. I don't want you all to feel uncomfortable. So perhaps you should go back to your homes." Pooh was horrified. "But what about the wind? You said yourself that our homes aren't safe." "Oh, don't worry," said Christopher Robin with a smile. "I've got a plan." And with that, he went and fetched some tools and began making repairs. And with that, the animals all set off to find new homes. They were all very lucky because just at that moment, Christopher Robin came skipping through the forest. He helped them all to find shelter in his house, and they were very grateful for his kindness. "What's wrong?" asked Pooh. "Why are you all gathered here like this?" Piglet shook his head sadly. "We're afraid," he whispered. "Afraid of what?" "Afraid that we may have to leave the 100-Acre Wood," said Rabbit. "What? Why?" cried Pooh. "Because our homes aren't safe anymore," said Rabbit. "The wind has grown so strong that it could blow all of our houses down. If we stay here any longer, we could be blown away." "Perhaps we should ask the wise old owl," suggested another. "Yes, that's a splendid idea," said a third. And Winnie the Pooh thought to himself, what could possibly be so serious that even asking the wise old owl is not a solution? And his stuffed bee, I don't know what it's called, but it goes, "Bees, bees, bees." One day, Winnie the Pooh was strolling through the 100-Acre Wood, contemplating the meaning of life and looking for something sweet to eat when he came across a rather unsettling sight. All of his friends were gathered together in front of a large oak tree and they all looked very serious. "Oh, bother," thought Winnie the Pooh. Whatever could be so serious? You see, ever since Winnie the Pooh had moved into the 100-Acre Wood, there had been a strange draft in his house. At first, it hadn't bothered him much. In fact, he quite liked the draft. It made his house feel nice and breezy, especially in the summer. But now it was getting colder outside and the draft was starting to feel less pleasant. One evening, Pooh was sitting in his house drinking a nice hot cup of tea when the wind picked up and the trees began to bang against his walls. Suddenly, there was a crash and a loud crack echoed through the room. Pooh jumped up and down on his bed, which was now covered with a big hole. The wind continued to scream outside, and Pooh knew that if he didn't do something, his whole house would fall apart. That was why he was so surprised to see everyone else in the wood acting so serious. Pooh felt a cold shiver go down his spine. "You see," said the wise old owl, who had been sitting in the tree the whole time, "that's why we can't stay here." But while they were playing games and drinking hot cocoa, Pooh noticed that Christopher Robin seemed sad. Before long, he had built sturdy barricades of wood and stone around each of their houses,